So, played and beat Bioshock-Infinite about a few days ago, and so just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. Namely, a few of the themes that the game likes to play with and introduces. Now, I played the original Bioshock sometime after it first came out, and I did heavily enjoy it. Never did play Part 2. Bioshock-Infinite was a game that I've been hearing about for quite a while, but really just didn't have any interest in. Thought more than likely that when it came out, it's not really going to live up to anything, might be kind of disappointing, but for the most part just didn't have any interest in it. Then tons of playthroughs have been coming out, everybody loves it, it's been getting rave reviews, blah 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 blah. I played it, I enjoyed the hell out of it, it's really good. That's pretty much a review. What I thought I might talk about was kind of an interesting aspect that the game brought up that has really had me thinking about it for quite a while. And that's free will versus fate. And wherein the game basically says, well, free will it's pretty much just an illusion. And everything that has happened before is going to happen again, regardless of what you choose and what you do. And this kind of made me think about the aspect of what a lot of games have tried to do for the last several years, which is the idea of choosing and changing everything that happens in said game that you're playing. And some games have done a good job of that, others haven't. And a lot of games will misstep and various other things. And what's interesting about what Infinite does with its choices, and it basically says that, well, it doesn't matter what you choose, the outcome is always going to be the same. But it tells you right off. It tells you pretty quickly into the game, it doesn't matter what you choose. Because in the end, the game will always end the same. And the fact that nobody's had a problem with that has been fairly interesting. Now, I'm going to say right away, I don't have a problem with that at all. As far as I'm concerned, as long as if the game and the story itself is an interesting, is a very interesting journey and pulls it off and tells a great story and really embroils you in it, and you enjoy the hell out of it, then the game has done its job. And I rather like the idea that the game is able to get away with that, of not having a game with alternate endings where it's not going to matter, oh, well, I'm going to play this game multiple times, just to see if anything changes. No, the ending will always be the same. Now, I'm not going to make any spoilers or anything like that, but what I thought I might do is try to come up with a few other games that, I know I talked about this before in a previous video, with the illusion of choice idea. That was games that try to introduce the idea of a choice, of whether you save a person or whether you let them die. And some games were able to pull that off, but mostly it was through a story manipulation where they were able to pull that off, and then others just didn't. Like, for example, I mentioned this in the same vlog, the Silent Hill Downpour, and this was something that really upset me, where they present you with a choice very early on where there's this cop who's trying to arrest you, and she's trying to cross a chasm, she slips, and she's about to fall. You're given the option to save her or let her die. Turns out, no matter what choice you make, she still falls and dies, which raises the question, why give you the choice in the first place? Now, obviously, the whole point of the Silent Hill series, at least up to this point, is that now it's about morality choices, and that has always been a common theme in video games, is morality choices and such, to determine, obviously, a different sort of ending. Wherein, if your character was good, then you'll get a good ending. If your character was bad, then you'll get a bad ending. And there have been some games that have really been able to play with that idea and make some very interesting decisions with them. Some of them have been able to be rather, I don't want to say ambitious, but where the ending feels unknown. It feels almost vague in a way where it kind of, it will present this idea and it just leaves you to fill in the blanks is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And some of them are able to do a good job of that, others don't. So, and somebody brought up something very interesting, wherein from one of the revelations that Bioshock-Infinite presents is that, and this will be kind of a spoiler in a way, in that through Elizabeth's ability, she's able to reveal that the plane of existence that you're on is one of many alternate realities. So in this case, Columbia is an alternate world of Rapture. And then through this you see like thousands of different lighthouses, thousands of different versions of Rapture or Columbia. And somebody online on Spill actually said that, you know, this could be the lead-in for what could be like, you know, maybe a lot of different sequels. Now, yes, I think BioShock could pull off doing spiritual sequels. Obviously not every year, because obviously you can imagine that would get very old, very stale, and it would be really hard to try to keep it fresh and unique every single time. Obviously, they do the same thing like they did with Bioshock-Infinite, where they spread it out over every few years. And obviously, a good writer helps, and having a good story and good characters, and at least an interesting concept and a new gameplay mechanic will always help and keep people coming back. So, overall, Bioshock-Infinite did not disappoint. I already knew pretty much what I was going into just from watching a lot of the game playthroughs and such. The soundtrack is great, the voice acting is great, everything looks great, everything plays great. And when I first played through it, I played through on easy. I beat it in about a couple of days, but that was mostly because after watching the review and then a spoiler cast for it, on the second day I decided, okay, I gotta beat this now. Just to see the ending for myself. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was an ending that really stuck with you. It's an ending that really makes you think. And that's always especially inspiring when you can view something that is able to inspire you in a way and, you know, and really get you to think about a particular subject like that, like the idea of fate versus free will, or really anything, really. Be it about freedom, be it about segregation, be it about racism, be it about history, religion. Anytime, anything, in any form of medium is able to make you think and talk about that, that is definitely a very good thing and something that should be praised and talked about. I will find it funny, but since it hasn't happened yet, because I haven't heard about it, Bioshock-Infinite being mentioned on Fox News as, oh, this video game, it glorifies racism and murder. Well, more than likely, they probably already did talk about it, glamorizing murder, so, oh well. Anyway, just thought I'd talk about that for a little bit, so. Anyway, Bioshock-Infinite is definitely a great game, and something I thought was interesting, apparently, I guess it comes with the original copy of Bioshock on it, so I actually wonder if as part of that, if it is at all enhanced in any way. Like if you're able to use your plasmids injure guns at the same time in the original Bioshock. Maybe not, but that would be kind of interesting. I haven't played the original Bioshock in quite a while now. I would like to go back, but my attention span these days for certain video games is quite limiting, sadly. Anyway, Bioshock Infinite, awesome game. Check it out. Play it for yourself. See you next time.